Welcome to C.H.A.O.S Podcast. I am your host, Terry Lynn. I am a virtual assistant, bookkeeper, and international business strategist. I love leveling up, creating strategies, and thinking outside of the box, especially with serial entrepreneurs because we are impacting the world with new innovations, community collaboration, and global technology. We will discuss strategies that stifle mental chaos so that you can create habits and outstanding success. Right here on C.H.A.O.S. Ronica Jacobs is the Chief Motivational Officer of Strive Leadership Consulting. She encourages everyone to want more from life, relationships, and careers. Having more than expected, imagine that, she pivoted. She shares with us her strategies to create habits and outstanding success. So let's jump in and listen.
Would talk to students or motivate students, or I would motivate some of my, or even talking to other educators, and people would tell me, you know what, you should be a motivational speaker. You just have a way of just firing people up and just believing in them and motivating them. And you just know the right things to say. I can tap into that heart space. I can, help people see where they want to go in that defined direction. And so I feel like it's a purpose that was already laid out for me. It just took me a little while to figure out and get there. But I feel like I had to, have a couple of experiences before I got there. I wasn't a cheerleader or anything in high school. I was an athlete, but I wasn't a cheerleader or anything. So
you had to say yes.
Yeah,
You had to say yes. Because sometimes things come for us, but we won't say yes.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Won't say yes.
But I'm saying yes now. I'm ready.
Yeah, because your podcasts are good. I snuck in there.
Thank you.
I snuck in there on the run. I was like, okay, let me hurry up and listen to the pod. Oh, yeah, let's listen to this one. Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And, I just want to say thank you to your audience out there, just for taking the time out and support you, Terry Lynn. You're doing an awesome job. And this is really fabulous to spotlight different people. So I just want to thank your listeners just for taking the time right now to spend a little time with us as we converse with each other. And hopefully someone will get something out of this evening.
Yeah, because, we are so busy. We're so busy. I can't believe the time, how it passed. And for people to stop, take a minute and listen. Yeah, I'm really appreciative of that because I know how life is so busy. It can pass you by in a blink. And I have some very loyal supporters that I want to thank them for coming over and over and over again. I like to talk about challenges. Now, you have one challenge down here, but that doesn't even touch the surface of what I know you have been through.
Yeah.
When you decided to start the podcast, and by the way, the podcast for you all is called Strive for More. When you decided to start that podcast, was it a little frightening?
Absolutely. I didn't know what I was doing. It started out for me that I was writing content and publishing articles on LinkedIn. So that's where I started. And then I started writing content. And then I thought, okay, well, I can write a series of episodes, some content, a series of articles in a sense, and I would just record them. I did not have a publishing schedule. I did it whenever I wanted to. Sometimes I would record 3 episodes. Sometimes I would record 1. Sometimes I would accidentally go live and they would upload to YouTube. And it would have all these like, oh, shoot. Or other maybe.
I love those.
I would jumble up my words. I would say things that I go, oh, wait, no, that's not, and I would be so hard on myself. And I would just try things. But I didn't, one thing I'm proud of myself about is I didn't put any major pressure on myself. However, I just was like, this is for fun. Just write the content, record it, let it be. And I didn't really market that much. I would kind of post it on LinkedIn, post it on Facebook, post it on my Strive for More podcast Facebook page, my fan page on Twitter, all the social media. But I didn't really worry about, if anyone was downloading it and if anyone was liking it. I was just kind of doing it. And I just didn't worry about it. I didn't have guests at that time. It was just me, monologue style, solo cast, and that was it.
And how long have you been podcasting?
So I started in 2018. So it's been about 2 years, 2 years now. But I just started hosting guests in June.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not the right content and stick it out there kind of person. I have to have a purpose, and usually it's my guest whose purpose that I strive through. As a virtual assistant, I have actually become the person, each client, I become them in the way they do things, in the way they communicate, in the way they want things done. So oftentimes I have to find myself because I've lost myself inside of my client work, which I absolutely love. So I lose myself in the things that I love. Do you find that you do that?
Absolutely. Each person that comes on to my show, and actually I just want to kind of back up a little bit and just kind of talk about how I arrived at hosting guests, because like I said, I started out just doing this as a solo cast or a monologue, and doing various series on topics of personal development. So people would contact me and they would say, I see you have a podcast. I would love to be a guest on your show. And I would be like, well, have you listened to it? Because that's not even what I do. I don't have guests. It's just me talking about like growing your inner circle or making confident decisions or being assertive. I mean, that's, I didn't have any guests. And so I thought about it and I was like, I'm not Barbara Walters. I'm not Oprah. I love those ladies. They're fabulous. But I'm not a journalist. So I was like, I don't interview people and ask them questions and all of that. But as I thought about it, and I met the executive producer, and he was like, "You could totally do this. I've listened to your podcast; it's really great. I really think that you can interview guests on it." So I said, "Well, okay, but I'm not a. What will we talk about?" Right? I was like, "I don't know, So I thought, okay, well, maybe we could do some controversial topics, or something. And I was like, nah, that's not it. And then I realized, you know what? Motivation, achievement, strive for more. And in different parts of our lives, we are striving for more in different areas, whether it's your health or your finances, parenting, relationships, your career, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, your faith and spirituality. And we move through different phases and stages in our lives, and in some stages and phases in different areas, we're kind of coasting, right? Everything is kind of working out. And then there's another area where it's like it kind of goes down a little bit. And then there's another area where we're like, you know what, I want to improve that particular area right there. And so that's what each of my guests comes on, and I have different editions, like a health edition, a wealth edition. But each of my guests comes on, and I get totally lost in their expertise and their wisdom. I do, because these people, I call them strivers, they're so phenomenal, right? So they've defied the odds. They've been through the trenches. They've done the things that people wish they could do, but they've done them, right?
Right.
And the beauty of it is they share with people and share with my listeners. They say, you know what? I don't have all the answers, but I got some of them. And I want to share them with you. And they share the myths about their particular topic, because of course there's so much rhetoric and propaganda out there that keeps people from, achieving certain things, right? So people kind of spew information and it's not true, right? It's totally not true. And so I love the fact that each of these guests that I have, like these wonderful strivers, they come on my show. and they share wonderful information, because maybe you don't have the money or the thousands of dollars to join a mastermind class, right? Maybe you can't afford a life coach or somebody to help you through your health challenges right now. But at least you can spend 20 minutes on your drive to work, or when you wake up in the morning, or right before you go to bed, or when you have your coffee or tea out on the patio. Maybe you just have 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes to sit with me as the host and sit with each of my guests and just get some pearls of wisdom. And that's it.
And that's it. Motivation.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
make it sound so simple.
But to be honest, I learned that from one of my guests. They said, actually, life is supposed to be fun, and it's not supposed to be anxiety ridden, and it's not supposed to be this high performance. And I know, of course, I say strive for more, but it doesn't necessarily mean the same for each person.
Right.
So the beauty of it is that strive for more is your way. And that's why I say strive for more and live your best life now, because strive for more is on your terms. It's how it looks for you. And it's different levels of gradient for each person, but you do it in your own way and in your own time. And that's it.
So true. That is so true. I always talk about make moments and stay in the present. Stop trying to pull the past forward, and stop trying to push yourself into the future, but live right now, have purpose right now. Instead of trying to find your purpose, you're missing out on your momentary purpose at this moment. And it might just be to smile to someone.
Absolutely.
To make
and another thing true. And another thing I've learned is, like, we keep waiting for like these moments as if like the stars are gonna line up and somebody's gonna say something in the exact cadence that you need them to say it. And then it's like the heavens open up and it's like, now is the time. It doesn't happen that way. Right. It doesn't happen that way. It's like, if you want to go to school, then just enroll in school. If you want to get married, then you get married. If you want to have a baby with your partner, you just do it. If you want to find another job, then you just do it. I mean, there's not going to ever be the most perfect time. It's just not.
You're scaring me. You're scaring me. I'm like,
No, it's true. It's true. It's like there's never the right time to do something that you desire. And then if you do it, the next part to that is, and if you do it, right? And let's say it doesn't pan out the way that you thought it was going to. Well, you learn from that. That doesn't necessarily mean you were a failure, because you tried it. You tried it. The very fact that you tried it at all is a success. Because I can tell you, for the people who don't do it at all, like that don't even try, right? They don't even make the attempt. Well, they're in the same spot that they were before they even thought about doing something different, right? But you took the step forward. So think about, you're that much further because you actually tried it.
You're that much closer to whatever it is you want because you made a move forward.
Right.
No matter how it turned out. Our lessons come in different ways and different forms. And I just think that every stepping stone is a lesson. Now, what we do with that lesson is a whole different conversation, because we tend to spin our wheels and have to learn that lesson again and again and again and again. Yeah. And I'm homeschooling my granddaughter. And in homeschooling her, I find out how human that is, to just, unless we have the motivation to push forward, the motivation, because there's something out there. Like, we are striving for an LOL dollhouse. Now, she's been asking for this for a few years. And I've been learning a lot of lessons from her of how to balance getting that goal, because she's just like, okay, Grandma, can I stop reading now? Like, I've just been reading so much. I was like, but you want the LOL dollhouse, don't you? She's like, yeah, but I want to take a break.
Right.
And I said, Yes, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Oh,
Yeah.
we have a comment here. Rachel says, wow, that's good. No one has ever said anything about a momentary purpose that just changed my life. Oh my God. Oh, there you go.
No,
There
it's
you go.
true. It's true. And everybody always has opinions about what you should be doing.
Oh my goodness.
And you have to realize you have to drown out all that noise, right? You have to drown all that out. And you have to decide if this is right for me. Is this right for me? And that's just it, because people are always going to have opinions about how you should do this and how you should do that. And it's endless, right? The judgment can be endless.
It
You're never
can
going to
be.
please everybody.
And
You
it's a
know,
smorgasbord.
Right. You know what? I came across a saying one time, and it is, you can walk on water and people will still say it's because you can't swim.
That is good. I'm gonna borrow that one. You can walk on water, and people will
And
say
they'll
that's
say,
because you
you're walking
can't
on water,
swim,
and they'll say, oh, it's because she can't swim. That's why. It's like, what?
and they believe it too.
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing how difficult it is for people to support people or cheer for them or motivate them themselves. But sometimes, really that has to do with the person,
It does.
right? It's something inside of them, because they want to see themselves in the other person. And so they end up doing transference, right? And they transfer that onto the other person. And, and it's amazing, but we have to drown that out, and we have to realize that has nothing to do with ourselves. What
Right.
that person is trying to project onto us has nothing to do with us.
Nothing at all. Now, I heard a saying that said, "What someone thinks of you is none of your business."
That's right. That's
And I
right.
was like, "Whoa."
Mm-hmm. It's not.
Yeah, it's
The
not.
only important thing is what you think of you. And honestly, and if you have a connection to the man upstairs, right? So because nobody can get you into heaven but you. Right? So if that's your goal, then that's your work by yourself, right? That's
Right.
not a journey that you can share with someone else, right?
That's
That's
right.
that's just you.
It
So
is.
you have to realize that we kind of come into this world, unless you're a twin, but even with twins or triplets or
They come.
whatever,
They
multiples, you
come in
still come
by
one at a
themselves.
time. Right? So you come into this world by yourself, and you're gonna leave by yourself. So
That's true. I do know that we try to reflect what other people say, other people's judgment, but it makes more chaos for us.
Yeah.
We we can't let their noise be our noise because we have
Right.
enough noise of our own to stifle
Oh,
in order to get through sometimes
yeah.
just the day. So yeah, your own journey is your own journey, and striving for more. I like that. Striving for more
That's right. That's right.
is how you strive for more for you, not a set
Yeah.
strive for more.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah. We really need to honor our uniqueness. Many of us
Right.
have high standards for ourselves and low standards for other people. We're more
Mm-hmm.
judgmental about ourselves than we are about other people. And I just think that we
Right.
need to balance that. Maybe raise our judgment a little for other people and lower our judgment some for ourselves, and be more accepting and
Yeah.
loving of our own selves so that we don't create so much chaos. Yet we create
Absolutely.
more habits for outstanding success
This is
by
true.
by loving and accepting and honoring our own unique us. I mean, because we all are so different. I know that for individuals, it's kind of hard to look at another person and see them instead of seeing what you want them to be or how you want them to be, or what you want them to say the way you want them to say, or how you want them to act the way. I know that's hard because it's hard for me. And I quite often take off the judgment hat and try to just accept you as you are. And it's still hard for me
Yeah.
at 61 going on 62, and I've been practicing about 40 years, and it's still hard for me. So I know that's hard, but I think that the more we practice that, the better we will be, and the more love and acceptance we can give to the world. So in striving for more, we could strive for more acceptance of ourselves.
That's right. That's right. Self-love, self-love.
Yes.
And giving yourself grace, giving yourself grace and just realizing it's okay if it doesn't turn out perfectly. It's fine. And it's a hard lesson to learn. It really is. Because we live in a culture of like achievement is the greatest thing, even with our grading system. It's like, you have to have an A if you have A, or 4.0 or 5.0 or whatever on scales. And it's like, we had 4.0. It's like, no, now we have 5.0. And then some have 6.0 scales. It's like, really stop, just stop. Right. It's like, when is it ever enough? Right. So, and we are putting that pressure on our future leaders that are coming, that are rising in future generations. The enormous amount of pressure that we are putting on them, to do more and more, make more money, and and get more education, and which is nothing wrong with any of those things. But we have to make sure that we don't make people feel like a failure just because they don't do that. Right? Everybody's path is unique. And just because you're not a millionaire doesn't mean that, there's something wrong with you, right? You can live pretty decently on any income, really. I mean, it's just how you manage your money. So I don't know if $1 million is like the key, because I've heard the more money you make, what does it say? More money, more problems.
The more money you make, the more money you want to make, and the more you just get caught up in this millionaire mindset.
Right.
The mindset that God gave me is good enough for me. Oh, exactly. My auntie is online. My auntie Doris is watching. She said COVID-19 should teach everyone that now is the time to motivate yourself to try to reach your goals. You are right, auntie, because the world did get quite quiet for a while, and we could have used that time to analyze our life, analyze ourselves, and just, kind of think about the things that have happened in our life, the good things, and kind of take a vacation from striving for more and just relaxing in our accomplishments, because my aunt is so accomplished. I'm telling you, this is a single woman. She was a single parent of 2 teenagers. And my one cousin, she was a real challenge, hard to go, but a real challenge. And my aunt stuck in there. She gave her kids great things. And she just kept moving and taking care of her family, and kept moving and taking care of family. And she just kind of blew up in real estate. But all the time I've known her, she's had 2 or 3 jobs, a business and a job, and yet still helping other people.
Yeah.
So she is definitely one of my icons. And
she's a gem. She is.
Now she is maxing and relaxing, honey.
That's wonderful.
She's doing what she want to do, and she so deserves it. And she's right. Now is the time to try to reach your goals, because the world is changing now. Our new normal is becoming something else.
Yeah.
And if we're going to function in this new normal, now is the time to decide how you want to do it. Mm-hmm. And to strive for things. She says, yeah. My aunt says, yeah.
Yes.
All right, Sinead says, yeah, for grace. Yes, for grace. Yeah. But now's the time to think about it. I know it got really quiet for me, and I said, okay, I've got this training that I've been wanting to get off the ground for a few years now. I said, okay, I'm stopping everything and I'm just putting it in.
And so my virtual assistant training will launch on August the 1st. So
Yay.
individuals who are interested in becoming a virtual assistant or any part of that will have lots of pieces on the menu to choose from. But yeah, that's what happened. Now was the time. It
Uh-huh.
got quiet and I was able to just put it in. And so yeah, my aunt is right. Now's the time to strive for more.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. And everybody take a listen to her podcast, Strive for More. It is very, very nice. It's very nice.
Thank you.
I haven't gotten to dig in as much as I have, but the nuggets that I've gotten from it have been great. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm glad.
And I
That's
know
what I
it's
love
work
here.
because I'm a podcaster, so I know it's work.
It is.
So thank you
But
for
I
putting
love
the
it
work
though.
in.
Like I said, I love it. I look forward to it. I look forward to each and every guest. I look forward to, doing the playback and doing the editing with the episode. I look forward to publishing it and updating the website. I mean, through the whole process. I really do enjoy it. It gives me, like I said, it just some type of fulfillment inside. It's almost like it's my ministry. It's another form of education. It's another form of educating the world. And I say the world because the podcast is international. I have listeners all over the world, and it's just fabulous.
Isn't that great?
It is. It is. It's like, oh, little old me.
Yeah, it kind of happens. You don't have to like go and knock on anybody's door in Germany and say, "Hey, listen to my podcast." It just kind of
Right. They just
happens.
find you. They just find you. It's crazy.
Yeah, I published through Lip Sync, and I was like, okay. I looked at all of these directories, and I'm like, I'm already on them. How that happened?
Yeah.
How that happened?
Yes.
18 directories, and
Right.
I published on one.
Right. Right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So podcast.
Yeah.
Can be a lot of fun.
I was just recently was added to Pandora, and that was like, because I submitted to Pandora and I waited and waited. I didn't hear anything.
And waited and
And
waited.
waited and waited. And I mean, and that's when I know if I'm on Pandora, I have arrived.
Yes, because it takes a long
It does.
time.
It does. Their criteria is strict. So they really like have to have a certain number of downloads and all kinds of things, but it's really, really great. So yeah, you could pretty much search for me on any podcatcher, and you can just search "Strive for More," and it's there.
Strive the number 4.
That's
more.
right. More.
Great. Where else can we find you?
You can also, so I always put show notes for every one of my episodes, and lots of my guests they have books that they've published, so you can find that information as well. And they give offers, or sometimes with their products and services they give a little discount to my listeners. So you can go to Strive for More podcast. That's Strive the number 4 more podcast.com. And if you go to that website, you'll see detailed information about each of my guests. You'll be able to follow them on any of their social media pages.
Nice.
And, you'll get to really know them and purchase some of their services, or contact them or purchase some of their products.
Fantastic. Well, I give a listening gift for every podcast episode. So I don't know if we talked about it or not, but we will if we haven't. Because I don't plan for this to be our last conversation.
Absolutely.
But I really, really have enjoyed you.
Yes, I enjoyed myself as well. And again, thank you so much to your supporters and your listeners. I hope that I gave you some inspiration and some information.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yes.
It's always good to have new information, education, and a strong reminder that we must strive for more and stay motivated. Ronica Jacobs, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. I just want to let everyone know to just strive for more and live your best life now.
I want to thank you for listening, because this podcast is for you. And don't forget to get your listening gift. You can go to listeninggift.com. That's LISTENING gift.com. Compliments and constructive criticism are welcome. If there is anything you would like me to talk about, just hit me up. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Coach Terry Lynn. That is Coach T as in Tom, ERRILYNN. And remember, create habits and outstanding success with us right here on C.H.A.O.S.